Our good friend, the great Schein over at The Athletic, is reporting that the Nets and Kyrie Irving are at an impasse, and it could lead to Kyrie's days in Brooklyn being numbered. And I love it, and I laugh at it, because impasse means the Nets rightly have zero interest in giving a max deal to a ball player who has no interest in prioritizing basketball and being with his teammates on a regular basis. Kyrie's lack of availability this year ruined the 2022 Nets. No chemistry? No chance. And remember, the year before, he went AWOL from the team. This is Kyrie, terrific ball player, cannot be trusted. He had an amazing thing going in Cleveland, won a title, hit one of the biggest shots ever, and wanted to leave LeBron. Made no sense, but enter Boston. Amazing situation. He wanted to have his jersey hanging from the rafters in Boston. Instead, he left the Celtics hanging when he was there. And Boston, what a surprise, became better without him. He joins forces with Kevin Durant in Brooklyn, and he has no-showed his entire time. Under no circumstance can you give him a max deal. Frankly, if I'm Brooklyn, I wouldn't give him any contract. Kyrie has a very expensive player option for this year. The Nets should either trade him if he opts in or let him go if he opts out. Nets GM Sean Marks alluded to this sound decision at his season-ending press conference when he said he wants players who are committed and want to be in Brooklyn. I love it. But you know that Marks wasn't acting alone here. Look, he is the blessing of the owner and Steve Nash, and most especially this guy, Kevin Durant. And the timing here with Durant's legacy taking a hit with Steph winning a championship is noteworthy because, look, I'll always defend KD for his domination and being the best player on those Warriors teams and have for years and continue to do so. But hitching his wagon to Kyrie and leaving Steph was the single worst decision in free agency history. Say what you want about KD, but I know he wants to win. That's why he went to Golden State in the first place. He thought he was going to win the East with Kyrie. Great idea, wrong execution. The ship has sailed. So you need to find a desperate sucker to take a part-time distraction in Kyrie Irving. And Shams mentioned the Knicks, the Lakers, the Clippers. As a Knicks fan, I want to throw up in my mouth. I also understand the Knicks are just that, desperate. I wouldn't touch Kyrie. I want it on record. If I'm the Knicks, I don't want him at all. I think Tibbs might kill him. Seriously, and I'm only exaggerating by a little bit. Now, if it means the Knicks can give up garbage, we can talk about it. But I want to stress, no part of Kyrie Irving for the Knicks. The Lakers, LeBron, Kyrie reunion. Yeah, I don't see it. LeBron has one last chance to get it right in LA, and that's the guy. Better than Russ, sure, but hey, Russ is a baller going out there, playing hard every single minute. On paper, upgrade, but reality, I don't see it. Clippers make some sense. They have some parts that could be attractive to Brooklyn, a sign and trade, and, the contracts to match, and, of course, always desperation, because the Clippers want to be relevant, and Kawhi could be back. And obviously a Kawhi, Paul George, Kyrie trio under Kyrie's old Cleveland coach, Ty Lue. YOLO. I think it has big upside, but of course the big news here when it's all said and done, it's the news item from Shams and what the word impasse means. It means on the heels of the Warriors title, KD knows. Kevin Durant knows that he needs to get Kyrie Irving the hell off his team in order to have a chance to win. Matt Fitzpatrick was fired up yesterday after winning the U.S. Open, and honestly, what a win it was. A sensational U.S. Open, a sensational win. Fitzpatrick was a model of consistency, a true rock on Sunday, and that was why he won. Will Zalatoris, are you kidding me? Missed a 14-foot putt on 18 to tie and force a playoff. Yikes, it was brutal. Yuck, he keeps falling just a little short. And how about Matty Fitz out of the sand on 18, which you just saw before the miss. And, the prior 17 holes for Matty Fitz, just so solid. And this on the likes, as the likes of Rory fell off, and Rahm fell off, and Scheffler couldn't get over the hump. And how about the company here? Are you kidding? Fitzpatrick joins Jack Nicklaus to become only the second male golfer ever to win the U.S. Amateur and the U.S. Open on the same course. And anytime you're in the mix with Jack, that's great stuff. Jack called him, congratulated him on competing. And that was not exactly a random word choice, because that's been the refrain with the golfers who joined Live Golf and just don't want to compete anymore. And the showing from the Live golfers at the U.S. Open, yikes, look at this. Total disaster. You got Greg Norman arguing Live golfers should get world ranking points. That's like arguing a pitcher should get a complete game for throwing 6 innings. What a mess. It won't happen. So Sunday was a win for competition I loved watching. Related, Matt Fitzpatrick won over $3 million. DJ and Phil and Bryson and Patty Reed have to be sick over their golf scores, but they're going to smile staring at their direct deposits. Sunday was a loss for the Live golfers, win for the PGA. We'll see if the competition turns out to be a win for the PGA without the purse to match. Fun fact, you know our producer Malcolm Cohn-Coleman played in Maine at the Babe Ruth level against Ryan Flaherty, and he was actually better than Ryan Flaherty. Sure, Ryan Flaherty went to the majors, and obviously the acting manager for the Padres, Malcolm's producing Time to Shine. Congrats, Malcolm. Brutal weekend for injuries in the National League as two of the most dominant and majestic players in the game went down. Mookie Betts going on IL with cracked rib for the Dodgers, and MVP favorite Manny Machado going to miss time for the Padres after he awkwardly stepped on first base, sprained his ankle in the Padres' loss to the Rockies. I mean, look at that. That is terrible for baseball. We're talking about two of the best and most fun players to watch, and terrible for the teams. On Machado, honestly, I thought it was broken. How could you not watching it? It was bad. Listen, Padres instantly tweeted out the x-rays were negative, but San Diego needs Machado to stay dominant without Fernando Tatis, who's still hurt. The Padres inexplicably got swept by the lowly Rockies. They can't miss Manny Machado. They can't. It's going to be awful. I mean, it's an MVP season. Numbers for Machado, great. The numbers for Betts, fantastic. The Betts injury is huge. Numbers feel sensational as always. And this now means that the Dodgers, who just lost 2 or 3 to Cleveland, going to be without their best player and pitcher in Walker Buehler. Not great. Not great Bob at all. Now, I do think that both teams can hold off the Giants in the West, but Max Scherzer pitching tomorrow night in a rehab start for the Mets, who continue to win. The Scherzer-DeGrom health and the location of the NLCS, the big games, can go a long way this October. The Dodgers' unreal talent and depth is going to be tested. The Padres' thin lineup makes me very nervous. I still think LA wins the division. Still think the Padres make the wild card. But everyone else needs to step up and make sure they're set up for long October runs. I mean, Draymond Green is the gem. Welcome back, Time to Shine. Everyone loves a parade except me. I get claustrophobic. I gotta go to the bathroom every 45 minutes. But everyone loves a parade. The Warriors celebrated their NBA title in style today. And listen, as Draymond said after they won last week, it's the Warriors Invitational. And, 8 years, 4th title for the core and for Steve Kerr. And they're going to be the favorites to win a championship next year. And Steph Curry is going to lead the charge. And, Steve Kerr said today, when asked how many more they're going to win, as long as Steph keeps playing, they'll keep winning. And it sounds simple, but it's true. And look, the big three still have a ton of gas left in the tank. Obviously, Steph's going to turn 35. And Draymond looked washed in the first 4 games, but he still can flat out play defense. And Clay's going to get even better the more removed he is in terms of the injuries. Wiggins really became a star. Frankly, became Scottie Pippen. Plus, factor in Kuminga and Weissman. And these guys can play. Jordan Poole's only going to get better. So I think, and the Suns don't have the DNA, I respect Wood, Christian Wood, and what he can mean for Dallas, but I'm not ready to crown the Mavericks. Listen, we have the draft this week. Free agency will start next week. So we can amend this, obviously. But yes, clearly, the Golden State Warriors. As we speak right now, they are the favorites to have another parade at this time next year. We got to get this off my chest. I got major questions about the Celtics' ability to get back to the NBA Finals. And at the end of the day, I just have to wonder aloud about Jason Tatum. And I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're having this conversation. But Tatum was just so terrible in the finals. And I've never seen a player like this cross the threshold of superstardom and then revert the other way so quickly in the same postseason. I mean, the Milwaukee series feels like a lifetime ago. I love Marcus Smart. I do. I want it on record. Is he a true point guard? When they needed someone to protect the ball and stop turning it over in the NBA Finals, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Hey, give Ime Udoka a lot of credit for a great first season as an NBA head coach in Boston. It feels impossible, even too soon with the final game on Thursday, 4 days ago, too soon to stress any kind of positive here. And frankly, I'm not ready. I want to see the offseason before I even think about Boston being declared the team to beat in the East. I don't feel it. I don't see it. I refuse to do it. Got to get this off my chest. Stunning loss by my Yankees yesterday, but this team is still a machine. And look, it was 8-3. That's normally an automatic win. And then you saw Gurriel, Granny, and Hernandez hit a 3-run jack. And give Toronto credit. And Toronto can flat out rake. You know, that was my preseason pick in the American League to go to the World Series. And Toronto's for real. There's no question about that. But the Yankees just won another series, right? And, they had a 9-game winning streak. They were going to lose at some point. To go on the road and win another series the way Taillon pitched, when you look at Saturday and you look at the offense, the Grand Slam, 12-3 win on Friday. Yankees, I mean, this is incredible. Still the best team in baseball, bar none. Still the World Series favorites, bar none. Got to get this off my chest. What a weekend from my guy, Mike Trout, against the Mariners. 5-game series, 5 home runs. And it just needs to be celebrated. I know it's kind of an innocuous Angels, Mariners, West Coast series, 2 teams under 500, blah, 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 no one cares. Mike Trout is LeBron James. Mike Trout is Tom Brady. And what he did this weekend, if one of those guys did it, it would be talked about and celebrated like no other. Those numbers, and the Angels won 4 or 5, that is what you expect from the GOAT. And that's what Mike Trout is. Got to get this off my chest. The Stanley Cup Finals aren't over yet. Game 3 tonight, okay? Now, we'll declare this series over if, in fact, Colorado wins. But, look, Game 2 was stunning. 7-0? And Colorado's a machine. They've been the best team in hockey all regular season, postseason combined. But, 7-0. 7-0 against Vasilevsky. And McKinnon hasn't even gotten started yet. So I can't believe what happened on Saturday night. That was crazy. But, love what Steven Stamkos said after the game. Doesn't matter, and he was angry. But it doesn't matter if it's 7-0 or 1-0. It was a loss. Now regroup, go home, and get it done tonight. I think Lightning get it done.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.